Welcome to Career Journeys, a series of videos by the Consortium for Public Education. Here we explore the career experiences and pathways of professionals from a wide variety of careers to help you think about the skills you'll need and the paths you might take after high school.
Hi, I'm Debbie Pixton with the Consortium for Public Education. Today I'm interviewing Ryan Srnik, an associate attorney at North Carolina Foreclosure. Thank you so much for joining us, Ryan.
Thank you for having me.
So Ryan, tell me about North Carolina Foreclosure and your role there. What do you do as an associate attorney?
So I'm an attorney for Brock & Scott. It's our law firm that covers 18 states. I am a foreclosure attorney and actually will not be a foreclosure attorney for too much longer. I just accepted a change to go to bankruptcy beginning at the beginning of the year. So as of right now, I handle foreclosure aspects on behalf of the creditors for single family home mortgages, as well as evictions and title curative work. So when you buy a house, if there's a problem with a deed in 1996, we work on that, which is more often than you think, because a lot of times it transfers by will or somebody's name spelled wrong or the coordinates don't match up, things like that. So I'm a foreclosure attorney. I represent the creditor side, so that when you default on a loan, I do my best to make sure the creditor gets their money back. And that's the aspect of my job now. Then I'll be moving to bankruptcy to make sure the creditor stays secured and stays with lien priority in the event that a borrower files for bankruptcy.
Ryan, how did you become an attorney? What was your career path from high school? What made you want to study the law?
So probably not your typical interview answer, nothing. In high school, my goal was to go to college. And in college, my goal was to get a job. I have never been, and am still not somebody who said, I grew up and I want to be this. That's not me. I grew up and said, I want to have X, Y, and Z. How do I make it happen? So for me, the means justify the ends. And that's how I became a lawyer. So I absolutely love working outside. It's one of my favorite things to do. As you can see behind me, it's pouring down rain. Not something I wanted to do every day. I'm 28. I'm not going to be able to work outside forever. So I wanted to do something that I could last into my 40s and 50s and 60s and not have to worry about a job. There's an overwhelming fear that if you have a high school diploma or just a college degree, by the year 2030, 2040, it's essentially obsolete. And so a law degree for me was, even if I have to work at a job that barely pays or anything like that, I'm not going to starve to death. That was what I wanted out of a career path. And so this is how I made it happen. Additionally, I wanted the stature of knowing what's going on around me. You see on the news that so-and-so has been arrested and charged with this, and well, the government is doing this, and everything is political these days. I wanted to actually be able to form the opinion on my own without having the knowledge of just, this is what either the media is telling me, or this is what I read in a magazine, or I wanted to actually be able to learn what things said.
What are some skills that make you good at being a lawyer?
Attention to detail, a wide variety of experience, not just pre-law, but around the world, knowing how things are in society and practice, because on paper and in practice they're very different. So being personable, being able to relate. I would say professionalism, to go for like a timeless look almost. So a lot of people like to wear a lot of flair, wear bright colors and things, and then usually if you know the lawyer's name, they're probably not doing their job very well. So things like that, being able to maneuver, like Bruce Lee says, be water wherever you are. So,
Ryan, what has surprised you about your current work that maybe you wouldn't have expected, especially as a student in high school, thinking of stereotypes of lawyers and things like that?
So I always thought that lawyers, if you represented the good guy, you knew it when they walked in the door. If you represent the bad guy, that's not the case. It's beyond gray. And the system as it's set up, inevitably there is a winner and a loser. While people come to a compromise, you're losing on some aspect or winning on some aspect.
What questions should students ask themselves before they decide whether pursuing a career in law is a good fit for them?
They should pursue their own moral convictions. Everybody deserves a lawyer. It's Fifth Amendment, even for criminal. In the federal case, it's civil as well, Seventh Amendment. Everybody deserves a lawyer. And so who you represent depends on who walks into your office versus who walks into somebody else's office. So you have to test your own moral convictions. Now, once you get experienced enough and good enough at your job, you can pick and choose. I know attorneys that you would think they wouldn't take rape cases or murder cases, but sometimes they don't take property cases. Everybody has their niche. So you have to test your own moral convictions, because you're not going to want to do something that makes you uncomfortable, because you'll be miserable and it will have a secondary effect on your case. Probably another thing you should ask yourself or test yourself on is how narrow of a channel you are traveling to become an attorney. I know a lot of attorneys that they were in law school and their very first job was their first summer of law school. The resume is blank, which, okay, I mean, I realize, we're taught to go to school now till we're 25 pretty much, but what do you know that's not in a textbook? What else can you bring to the table? If you're majoring in pre-law in college, or you want to major in pre-law because you want to go to law school, there's nothing wrong with that, but I would learn outside of a textbook as well. So I would ask to look inside and see what you're bringing to the table that is not a narrow channel.
Ryan, what's one more piece of advice you would offer for students considering pursuing a career in the law?
I would make sure that you have an outlet, a healthy outlet, before you even begin going to law school. A lot of people begin smoking cigarettes in law school. A lot of them begin drinking, and then it'll spiral from there. So I would find a healthy outlet. I actually know somebody from law school that every week he goes to the trampoline park. Of all things, that's his thing. I don't have the knees for that, so that's not happening for me. But some kind of healthy outlet, because you're going to need it. I would say don't take it too seriously. A lot of people view lawyers as this Harvard educated, always in a suit, white picket fence person. That's not the case. I know I have on long sleeve flannel. I have a sleeve of tattoos. A lot of people just think that they don't mesh, and they do. Anybody can be a lawyer. If I can do it, anybody can do it.
Ryan, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and experiences with us today.
For more information or to learn about other careers in the Career Journey series, visit our website and check back soon for our next installment. Thanks!